Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Ha, Rakakwadash, Mama. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone and the elders. Double honors to my elder as well, Aharawan Banyasha Allah of the Lions Den Camp here in Jacksonville, Florida. And salutations to the fellow Akim, Atwafium, and children that believe in truth and sincerity. It's your brother Adanya Allah back to another lesson, and Yahara Tazah is edifying. All right. And this is a little quick news clip. All right, as this elderly lady, she's even prepared for civil unrest, for war. All right. Title of this says, Maga Grandma, I'm ready for civil war if Trump loses in 24.
If he were to lose again, what would that mean for the country in your estimation?
We'd have an uprising. There's too many people that are ready to go now.
When you say, what does that mean? Can you be specific?
Civil war. Civil war.
You think it'll be a civil war if Trump loses again?
Oh, yes, I do. I know with people that I talk to, I'm a churchgoer, and I love God more than my life. But there are things that I do for God that I don't do for anybody else. And this is one thing. I know that God needs some help here. You know, actually.
God don't need help, man. You know? One of the first scriptures I wanted to bring out, all right, is Revelations chapter 18 and verse 21. All right. And it says, and a mighty angel took up a stone like a great Salakia. And it says, in this Revelations 18:21, and a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall the great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. All right, so this place is going to go down with violence. You know, Jeremiah 30:7, that time is great, none like ever before. All right, and that time is speaking on is Jacob's trouble. This is Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 7. It reads, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it, man. And the he that's going to be saved is those who are aware of what the Lord is doing. All right, these people have no clue of what the Lord is doing. All right, this is ultimately the beginning of the end. All right, when it comes down to the collapse of this devil's system, his dollar, all right, getting people riled up and hitting the streets, you know, because simultaneously right now with the elections, you have talks of World War III, you know, wars and rumors of wars, you know, also spoken of in the book of Matthew. But the end is not yet, all right, because these prophecies, these things have to come to pass. All right. Jeremiah 30:7 is one of them. Second Ezra, chapter 15, chapter 16 as well. Second Ezra chapter 15 and verse 14. All right, but it says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, right? Those who are in power, your governors, your police officers, those who uphold the policies of this place. All right, the draconian measures of this place, your policy upholders, all right, from many different fractions, your judges, so on and so forth. All right, the citizens are not going to regard these people. All right, they're going to be, these people even going to be home defending for their own, for themselves, for their family. All right, that's how bad this place is going to get. All right, you have, the countless talks for the past years of defunding the police, right? These practiced, militias, so to speak, like BLM, Black Lives Matter. All right, ultimately just showing a template of how some of it is going to be done. All right, when people hit the streets, all right, the rioting, the looting of stores, just utter chaos on the streets of America. All right, the Babylon, the land of confusion. That's ultimately what Babylon mean. All right, to where what they have the people here even confused. All right, through the four corners of the earth as well, due to his wine and his philosophy. All right, how he dealt with these nations. All right, one thing we not supposed to do as a people, as the nation of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and those are the speckled bird who may even look like the other nations, but your spirit bear witness to this truth by way of your father, the sea line of your fathers, man. Ultimately going back to the nation of Israel. All right, it don't matter how you look. All right, but we judge the spirit by the spirit according to the word, the measuring stick. All right, but we're not supposed to be electing or putting in a ballot for nothing here. All right, this is our captivity. Okay, we're not supposed to vote for nobody outside of your nation. All right, and right now and the whole time we have no placement here in America. All right, no seat in the UN. Okay, so there's no really reason for us to vote. This place is operated off of de facto, to where they put whoever they want to put in there anyway. All right, to ultimately push their agenda towards the NWO, the Fourth Industrial Revolution, to where they're trying to ultimately complete. But this is Deuteronomy 17 and 15. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy power, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, shall choose. All right. So it's up to who the Lord choose. All right, and these people don't know Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, the true Heavenly Father. You'll know that he is not pleased with this place, America, due to his dealings, his wine philosophies. All right, that's been spread throughout the four corners of the earth. The three unclean spirits that he leaped out of the mouth like frogs, pertaining to Revelation 16 and 13. Those three unclean spirits that came out of the dragon, right? This beast-like system that America ultimately sit upon. Ultimately stems from, the three unclean spirits is what their religion, which is what their philosophy, their demonocracy, and the financial might and their military might. All right, their financial might being the central banks and this fiat currency, ultimately them trying to change it to a blockchain system. All right, that's what you got all going on simultaneously. Wars, rumors of wars, them trying to, usher in the NWO, right? And they're using the people and the propaganda, right? Propaganda to television, all right? And the two wings of the same bird, which ultimately represents, the ancient Roman Empire and how it was revamped today to where you have a Senate, and right now you have two wings of the same bird, the Democrats and Republicans, which play on the minds of the people, to where the people are waking up today, to where things are flipping in chaos, but you still shouldn't even be voting. All right, again, whom the Lord thy God shall choose. All right, and the Lord ain't choosing, he not dealing with this place at all. All right. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. Right, one from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. And right now, that's Yahweh Shai. All right. And up under him is going to be King David. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother. Right. So there's no reason for us to be voting for these heathens. All right. Kamala Harris being a dot-head Indian, a Elamite. All right. And now she's straight up flipped that and trying to play on her crept in type unawares lifestyle, as far as sneaking into those secret societies, these boule societies, to pose as a Jake woman, All right. And now you got these Jake women uplifting her. All right. Probably going to go and vote for her. I rode by a library yesterday and it was, they had a sign stuck in the ground and nothing but Jake women out there in pink and green. So this is all, it's confusion. And it's ultimately going to bring judgment upon this place. All right. Civil unrest upon this place. Violence. The missiles. This is the book of Mark chapter 3 and verse 24. I get straight to the point. And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand, man. This kingdom is divided. This house is divided. So it's written, man. This place cannot stand, but it ultimately has an end. All right. And this is what the Lord is doing. All right. Bringing upon this place. This is Matthew 12 and 25. And Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation. Right. This place is going to be made desolate, as the scriptures speak on. All right. A land of, nocturnal animals, creepy creatures, owls, And every city or house divided against itself shall not stand, man. Right. So it's not going to stand. It's ultimately going to have an end. All right. You go into ancient Babylon. All right. During the times of Daniel and Nebuchadnezzar. That's what Daniel put in perspective for King Nebuchadnezzar pertaining to his dream that this was going to be the last kingdom. All right. The Roman Empire. All right. Which ultimately was wounded. The beast that was wounded, all right, the head of the dragon that was wounded but was healed, all right, to where you have the revamped Roman Empire today through the Treaty of Rome in America, all right, and Esau creating a Edomite military, NATO, to protect, his allies and for them to coincide with each other, but that's also going to be evidence against them pertaining, going into Daniel and the 10 toes. All right, the Lord is going to get him at the feet. All right. And ancient Rome was split up in 10 common markets, and today America is split up in 10 FEMA zones. All right, you got presidents like Obama who never left the White House after his presidency. You can't find Bush, though. Bush sit up somewhere with a cocktail, with his feet up. This dude still in the White House, speaking on the behalf of the Democrat Party, all right, which the Democrat Party just plays on you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right. They play the race and the Raza. They play that game with the people and manipulate the masses. This is Isaiah chapter 24 and verse 1 second. It's Isaiah 24 and verse 9. This is Isaiah 24 and 9. They shall not drink wine with a song. Right. It's going to turn into mourning now. All right. This place. All right. It's not going to be great again. All right. The Lord say, thou shalt build, but he will go throw down. All right. Pertaining to Esau, Edom, Herod, which is one of their forefathers. They shall not drink, in this Isaiah 24 and 9, they shall not drink wine with a song. Strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it, right? Even 2/3 of our people who cling on to this devil philosophies, going out there to vote, still believing in America, all right? That wine is ultimately going to be bitter in your belly. It says, verse 10, the city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up that no man may come in. There is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened, right? It's going to be a crying for wine in the streets. The only thing to resort that's going to be able that you're going to want to resort to is those men that was on the street corners, man, that everybody was walking past, despising, They go remember the the things they heard, that did stick to their subconscious. All right. They're gonna be looking for those men. All right, because they're gonna know that those men have the answers, man. Again, the fulfillment of the children of men coming into fruition and the children of God, all right, the sons of God coming into fruition. That's all humanity is waiting on that, you know. So the land of confusion will be broken down, all right. One second. So I think it's Romans 8. Salaki. Yeah, but Romans 8 and 19. For the earnest expectation of the creature waiteth for the manifestations of the sons of God. Right. The world, the whole world, and the people don't even know what they're yearning for, what they're waiting for. They're waiting for those men that sighing and crying on the highways and byways. All right, giving their testimony. They're waiting on those men. All right, to their prayers to be delivered. All right, from on high, from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, the Lord of armies, the Lord of Sabbath oaths. All right, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Right, none else. That's what the whole world is really waiting on. Because right now, the whole world is in a state of mourning when the wicked rule. But when the righteous bear rule, the people rejoice. So there's no rejoicing throughout the four corners of the earth. Definitely out there in the Middle East. All right, you got threats over here to the West. And the West is all the cause of it. The reason for everything, as far as, it's Matthew 24 and verse 14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached into all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. Right? All these other wayward religions ultimately starting and stemming from the Council of Nicaea, the Nicene Creed, false doctrine, 325 AD in the Roman Empire, ultimately, which stems from Catholicism. All right, that's why you have the Pope that's supposedly supposed to represent the world religion. All right, but that's wicked. They're wicked. All right. It's Matthew 24:15. When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel, the prophet, stand in the holy place, whoso readeth, let him understand. Right. And this is what we spoke on earlier pertaining to, how Daniel, all right, and the kingdom of Babylon broke down the dream for Nebuchadnezzar, all right, showing him what's to come in the future. And we went through those kingdoms, all right, the head of gold, so on and so forth. We went through Persian and the Persian and the Medes, went through the Assyrians, the Persian and the Medes, Babylon, Greek, Rome. Or we still in Rome today. Again, through the Treaty of Rome, through NATO and the EU. says verse 16. This Matthew 24:16. Then let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains. Let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house, right? You know, is scripture speak on how Satan go fall like lightning, meaning quick. All right, ain't gonna be time to look back. All right. Remember Lot's wife, so on and so forth. All right, you ain't gonna have time to grab your favorite pair of sneakers or, you know. That's why you have to have this knowledge embedded into your la'av. All right. It's verse 18. Neither let him which is in the field return back to take his clothes, and woe unto them that are with child and to them that give suck in those days, right? Now, we're in a different time period. The Lord can save children too, all right? But you want to, spiritually, you don't want to put more on your plate. You don't want to put a burden upon yourself through the Spirit, knowing and understanding the prophecies, right? So spiritually, you want to travel light, so to speak. This is Matthew 24:20. But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day, right? But then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be, right? And you know, we're in the fall, all right, but we're gonna enter that winter soon, you know, like right in the tip of, you know, the elections, the beginning of their so-called New Year, you know. And this is verse 22. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened, man. Right. And that's why the Lord may have civil unrest pop off by way of these elections. All right. You know, as you see this old lady states, you know, Maga grandma, I'm ready for civil war if Trump loses in 24. It's simple and plain. Which shows they're always on the same page as a nation, as a people. They go get what they want because this is their rest. This is their kingdom. All right, it's time for Jake, all right, you know, to wake up and smell the coffee. But again, it's ultimately those who listening and learning, we have the understanding of what's to come. All right, 2/3 of our people are going to be sleep to what's being presented to them, which is salvation. All right, and they're going to be casualties to war, you know.
My first election that I've been to was Donald Trump. And
When you say your first election you've been to, you never voted before that, or?
I voted, but I never got into it. Now, you know, I can spend just all waking moments thinking what I need to do. And of course, I can't afford a whole bunch of money, but I can sure talk.
Now, I had somebody tell me that they would take a bullet for Donald Trump.
I think I would too, because I'm not that young. If I was young, I'd never say that. But I would too. I mean,
We don't want to lose your wisdom to that.
but I don't know what it is about him. He's got that charisma, says it like it is, never backs down. He never says anything that he shouldn't.
Hey man, how much are you paying for those TVs?
And you know, you can go and watch that video for yourself. It was on that TYT YouTube channel. But this is back in Matthew chapter 24 and verse. This is Matthew 24 and verse 29. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. All right, it's the same times we're coming into. Okay. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he shall send his angels with the great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, all right, the four hemispheres of the earth, All right. North, south, east, and west. It's not flat. All right. Sphere, hemisphere. Right. From one end of heaven to the other. All right. The Lord is going to gather his elect. All right. Only a remnant is going to be saved pertaining to his people. Even 2/3 of his people are going to be are going to die. All right. Here from this destruction from World War III. All right. If not the missiles. All right. The civil unrest, the famine and plagues don't get you leading up to that. All right. The missiles is just the end all be all. That's the climax of it. Verse 32, now learn a parable of the fig tree. When his branch is yet tender and putteth forth leaves, ye know that summer is nigh. So likewise ye, when ye shall see all these things, know that it is near, even at the doors. Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away. But that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. Right. Not even Yahweh shall know. All right. But when he's called upon, he's going to descend. The scriptures speak on how he's going to descend with a shout. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Right. Like 2/3 of our people being asleep to what's being presented to them, like salvation. All right. They still going out to vote. They still believing in America. This is verse 38, Matthew 24:4-38. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying, giving in marriage unto the day that Noah entered into the ark. Right. Keeping up the customs, disobeying the instructions and the warning. All right. The alarm that's being sounded off. Spiritually being in tune to what's going on spiritually, like through the climate, prophecy, prophetic wise. But you can only get that from what? This truth. All right. So without this truth, these people are doomed. And that's why we try to pipe this good news into our people. All right. But, majority of our people are not going to listen. They're not going to hear. They're bound for destruction. Pertaining to Zechariah 13 and verse 8, 2/3 of our people are going to be left therein. All right. So it's Matthew 24:39. And knew not until the flood came and took them all away, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. All right. Then shall two be in the field, the one shall be taken and the other left. Two women shall be grinding at the mill, the one shall be taken and the other left. Watch therefore, for ye know not what hour your Lord doth come. All right. But we know, summer is nigh. The scriptures speak on look up for your redemption draweth nigh. Again, you have the talks of war, rumors of wars. All right, these elections coming about, so on and so forth, man. But yeah, the Maga grandma, she say she ready for civil unrest, man. We ready for it too, because we know this is our way out. We hope that today brings some type of chaos, man, through the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, man. You got to be tired of this place. But when in doubt, if not even today specifically, we know it's a time period, it's a window that's open for it ultimately being bound to happen. All right. And the Lord's word is not going to come back void. All right. So what's written is written. All right. And we seeing it play out. But Shalom, Hapatah, and DTA until the next one.